This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, Congressman Lou Barletta weighs in on recent violence against police officers. Good evening and thank you for joining us at FYI. I'm Ken Cara. We'll talk with some of the sports celebrities who stopped by the Hazleton Integration Project's annual banquet in just a bit, but we start with headlines from FYI News 13 and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. A former Hazleton mayor is reacting to the execution-style shootings of two New York police officers. Congressman Lou Barletta had this to say about the slayings of officers Rafael Ramos and Wen Jan Liu.
I believe that there are people who have contributed to this anti-police hatred that have caused the death of two police officers who won't be home for Christmas and whose families will suffer. I'd like to know where these people are right now that have been on TV promoting hatred against the police department and encouraging people to take action against them. It's a very sad day for someone who was a mayor and who appreciated every day what our police do to keep us safe and to protect us. I really wish our president would come out as quickly as he had when other incidents had happened and denounce this type of behavior. The mayor of New York as well, I believe, contributed in some of this rhetoric that unfortunately have fallen on the ears of someone who took it serious and went and took the lives of two innocent police officers.
The congressman was in our studios taping for a Sam Lassant show, which will air tonight at 7:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. An investigation is underway into an armed robbery Friday night in Hazleton. According to police, a black male dressed in black entered a business at 562 Alter Street just after 11 p.m. on Friday. The suspect showed a handgun and stole an undetermined amount of cash. Police did not identify the business. Anyone with any information is asked to dial 911. Hazleton police are looking for two men who robbed a female victim at knife point. It happened just after 11 p.m. last night in the 700 block of Garfield Street. The victim told police that two white males 5'6" to 5'8" tall, wearing black masks and black clothing, had a knife and demanded money. They took her cell phone and fled. Anyone with information, again, is asked to dial 911. Let's switch gears, and three more times I'm going to ask you to get out your hip party hats. Right now is one of those times. The Hazleton Integration Project's 4th annual holiday celebration continued throughout the weekend. Here's some of the sights and sounds from all of the events. How would a 15-year-old Joe Maddon act at HIP's annual banquet? How would he handle so many big names in baseball coming to his hometown? Maybe he would act like all of these grown men and women lining up for autographs from Hall of Famers Tommy Lasorda and Orlando Cepeda. Maddon grew up a huge Cepeda fan. In 2002, at the World Series, where Maddon was a coach for the Los Angeles Angels, Cepeda became a big Joe Maddon fan.
When he told me, he mentioned that he's crying because here, so many Dominican Republic, Mexican, Puerto Rican, and he's trying to put it all together. That's why when he mentioned to me about coming here, I said yes, because I agree with that. It's a great cause, because we are all human beings.
Genetti's was packed and the donations came rolling in for the Hazleton Integration Project as locals were able to bid on pieces of sports history and mingle with sports celebrities like Todd Callis, the son of broadcasting legend Harry Callis. Todd Callis works in television in Tampa Bay and is part of the Tampa Bay Rays broadcast team and has covered Maddon for years.
I think the easiest thing to do when you get famous is to kind of do your own thing and insulate yourself, but Joe's been just the opposite. Joe has been giving to the community, not only here, obviously in the Tampa Bay region and wherever he has been. He's got the opportunity and the platform now to give back, and he has taken that opportunity to do it really times 10. And it's kind of inspiring in a way because I think everybody can give a little bit more, and to see Joe and what he's done, not only here in Hazleton, but throughout the Rays region, it makes me want to do more. And so I wanted to make sure I was a part of this. Joe's been amazing throughout this whole process.
Lindsey Berra's grandfather, New York Yankees great and Baseball Hall of Famer Yogi Berra, is also a big Joe Maddon fan. Lindsey Berra, who currently works for MLB.com, also enjoys her time with the Hazleton native.
To cover Joe is really the best. He's a hoot. You can go in there and sure, you get your information about the pitchers and who's starting and whether he's going to throw a lefty or a righty out of the bullpen or whatever. But you can talk to Joe about books, about wine, about NASA, about anything you want, and he ends up holding court for like a really long time, which a lot of the managers don't do. And he's just a really, really neat guy. So I love to cover Joe. I'm excited to see him in Chicago.
Madden's wide range of interests take us to Saturday's Hazleton Kids Have Talent show at the Wiltsey Center inside the Hazleton Elementary Middle School.
Listen, I happen to work in the baseball field, but once we understand that in this community that we really support the arts, that's when this town's really going to flourish once again. Just not to get off track completely, but there's a little town in West Texas called Marfa, M-A-R-F-A. Check it out. It's the middle of nowhere. And if the arts and the culture could be established in the little town of Marfa, Texas, why not here in Hazleton, PA? As we get better, more in tune to it, more aware of it, more wanting to have that artistic flow into our city, we're going to start attracting the folks that are going to make this town get back on its feet and thrive, and everybody's going to want to come here.
Danny DeMelfi owns a music school in Hazleton and is very involved with the arts in the community. He's been working with HIP on this event since it started.
The arts are a unifying factor, just like sports, like with Joe, with his sports teams, bringing people together. Singers and dancers, musicians. There's no ethnicity. There's no color. It's all, everybody's together for their own their love of the art, and it's great to see how they can cooperate with one another and how excited they get to be with one another and put on a great show. So we're just thrilled to be a part of this.
Music was a part of the finale of HIP's annual holiday celebration as volunteers served the annual Thanksmas meal at the Hazleton One Community Center. A group called Stitches of Love handed out scarves made by local volunteers so everyone can be warm this winter. We'll have more on this group later this week on FYI. HIP's holiday celebration brings together sports heroes and local heroes, and it seems to make the grown-up Madden very happy. And we'll have one more story on HIP's holiday celebration during sports on our Christmas show, plus a big story on episode 4 of Out of Left Field. And we will have more tonight from Baseball Hall of Famer Orlando Cepeda. That's in sports. And up next on FYI, a former college and current local high school girls basketball coach, Pat Brogan, held his fundraiser for the Dystonia Medical Research Foundation on Friday. We'll take you there.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Welcome back to FYI. Do you sit at a computer all day or do you text a lot? I know I am a victim of that, and we sometimes have poor posture from all this electronic devices, all the electronic devices that we use. And we're here at Core Fitness in Hazleton with Christy, and we are talking about posture today, right?
Right. Posture comes from your center, your core, all the way from your hips, all the way up here. We've discussed that. And just pulling your shoulders back, and it's almost a proud stance. So in all of today's technology and longer commutes that we have, we see that people are kind of hunching over. So that comes from a couple different things. It's looking at all of those devices, but what you're actually doing is you're stretching the muscles in your back.
Okay.
So we have opposing muscle groups, and we want to pull those back and strengthen those and bring them back to their original length. So one great exercise that we can do, and you can do this up to 3 times a day, anywhere that you can find a wall.
Okay.
And you will feel really good about it. You want to put your elbows up. This is called a wall slide. Now Janine has a shoulder injury, so this arm is going to be a little bit different than the other.
Okay.
But we'd like her to keep her hands flat against the wall and then slide them up on a big inhale.
I'm not getting arrested right now, right?
And then keep your core tight, keep your navel pulled in, and then you're going to draw your elbows back down towards your center.
That feels so good.
Okay. So now you're stretching back through. What you're essentially doing in that hunch position is you're tightening through the chest and you're stretching the muscles of your back. So now we're doing the opposing.
Okay.
We're stretching through the chest and we're strengthening the back muscles again. Okay. So you want to do this about 10 times. You want to hold it at the top and you want to reach your fingers up towards the ceiling.
Okay.
And then exhale and pull it back down, belly button tight.
And again, who doesn't have a wall? They could do this
Yeah,
at
you could do
home, in
this
the
at home.
morning, at night.
Yeah,
Should
definitely.
you do this before you work out, your stretches like this, or is this something you do?
You can do this pretty much any time of the day, and especially if you work in an office, you really can. I would recommend getting up from your desk and moving at least once an hour.
If you could take a cigarette break, you
Yeah,
could
if
take
you can
a
take a
stretching
cigarette
break.
you can take a stretch break. So definitely get up, just walk, stretch yourself a little bit, pull your shoulders back, and check your posture. Look in the mirror, and you'll see whether you're here
Hunched or here.
or there.
All right,
And
maybe I'll grow an inch
another
by
tip
doing
that
that.
I say for posture is I like to play these little games with myself when I'm at traffic lights. And so if I'm sitting at a red light, what I will do is I'll pull my abs in and I'll lift my chest up and then wait for the light to turn green and then go on.
There you
So
go.
it's a little game.
Little game.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
This is not file video. The sun was out today in downtown Hazleton. I hope you enjoyed it. Here's News 13 weather from the National Weather Service, brought to you by the Pines Eatery and Spirits, 8 West Broad Street in downtown Hazleton, where this week's specials are penne alla vodka, a southwestern salad, and Philly-style turkey club. Very interested in the Philly-style turkey club. And the weather, there is a hazardous weather outlook for our area as light rain will move into our area tonight and may mix with light snow and freezing rain in the higher elevations. Tonight, rain, snow, and freezing rain likely before 1 a.m. Little or no snow accumulation is expected, low around 32. On the extended forecast, rain likely on Tuesday. Mainly before 10 a.m. The high will be near 44 degrees. At night will dip down to 42 degrees with rain falling. New precipitation amounts between 1/10 and 1/4 of an inch. Wednesday, showers, high near 49. Wednesday night showers again, our low will be near 41. On Christmas, scattered showers before 1 p.m. It will be a very breezy day with a high of around 50 degrees, so not a white Christmas coming up. And then on Thursday night, partly cloudy with a low around 28 or high near 42 on Christmas Day. And then for Friday, mostly sunny with a high near 42. Friday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 30 degrees. Crestwood girls basketball coach Pat Brogan has been living with dystonia for over a decade. Dystonia is characterized by persistent or intermittent muscle contractions causing abnormal, often repetitive movements, postures, or both. That definition comes from the Dystonia Medical Research Foundation website. That's the foundation Brogan was raising money for Friday night at the Elks Club in Hazleton.
Dystonia is the most misunderstood and misdiagnosed brain disorder ever. And this year, marks our 11th year. We're having the fundraiser. This past year was challenging with infections and 5 brain operations, 5 surgeries. But I'm here, I'm alive. The last DBS was successful. It's probably gonna take about 6 to 9 months for my brain to heal. But I'm here and I'm working and I'm alive and coaching basketball. As you can see, my girls are here, and I'm excited. There's a lot of really good people here.
What does it mean to you to see the people here from the Hazleton community and your girls come out to support this?
Well, it's great. It's all for the foundation. There is no cure for dystonia. Most people will have no idea what it means or what it is. So just to raise awareness about dystonia and money for research means a lot to me. 11 years ago, when I was diagnosed and went through the first surgery, I was like a pioneer because it was for someone with brain trauma, it was unheard of to have this kind of surgery. So now, 11 years later, my goal is to give back as much as possible to help the foundation and to help the scientists and the researchers to just somehow just get over the edge and find a cure. But they haven't really done anything yet, and it's frustrating, but yet it's motivating because I know that if we keep trying, something good will happen.
Definitely something good going on here tonight, Pat. I'll be right back with you. I want to talk with the girls over here. We're going to start with Dallas. Do you get points with Coach by coming to this?
No, we're just here to support him and all the people with dystonia. So,
can you tell people how close your team is? How close are you guys?
we all came together, so that means an example of how close we are. We all goof around, joke around, and laugh and joke, and it's just a great atmosphere.
How's the coach been doing this season? He's been through a lot. I mean, how's he been doing this season? How much does he really communicate with you guys? He said he kept you guys updated as everything was happening. What was he telling you? What was it like in the summer when he was coming in?
He really updated us. He's a great coach, and he always updates us with how he's doing. He talks to us a lot, and yeah, he's great.
Abby, I want to find out, what is it like being with Coach in this atmosphere? This is a little different.
It's great. He makes it comforting. Like, he came right over to us as soon as we walked into this fundraiser. He always makes us feel welcome. All of his friends came over and talked to us. It's great.
How special is Coach Brogan to you? I mean, why is he such a special guy?
He's very special. Like, he's just a great coach. He knows the game very well. He always helps us at practice. Like, he does everything he can for us. Like, he coaches for us.
There were a lot of interesting people at Brogan's fundraiser, and we'll be meeting more of them later this week, and we'll have much more on Pat Brogan and his Lady Comets on the next Out of Left Field. And if you would like to help out, you can donate at Dystonia-foundation.org. That is to help out Pat Brogan and donate for Dystonia. And now here's our midday winning Pennsylvania lottery numbers. The Daily 928, the Big 4 7630, Quinto 65411, and Treasure Hunt 1, 9, 10, 19, and 24. Sports is next on FYI.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
Guess what? You're going to want your hip party hats. Only one more time after this. You're going to miss it. On Christmas, we'll have one final big story on the Hazleton Integration Project's holiday celebration. Last week, we heard Chicago Cubs manager Joe Maddon tell us that one of his favorite players growing up was Orlando Cepeda. Right now, we're going to hear why Cepeda thinks Joe Maddon has so much success as a manager.
I like Joe, everything. The way he treats his player, because, every ball player is different. And you gotta have I don't know how much you know baseball. It's how you deal with the players, because everybody's different. And that Joe, that's his thing. The way he treats people is very important. That's why he's so successful as a manager, because he treats the players the way you should.
On our special Christmas show, you'll hear more from some of HIP's guests this year, including Lindsey Berra, Todd Callis, and Cal Ripken Jr. Oh yeah, Joe Maddon will also be part of that story. Right now, it's always a party when Ron Marchetti's around.
Happy birthday, Andy Fisher. After tonight, 2 days before Christmas. Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Trivia Treats. It was 2 days before Christmas, 19 years ago in 1995, at the Meadowlands, when the New York Giants blew a 17-3 halftime lead to lose 27-17 to the San Diego Chargers. Something like happened on Saturday night when the 49ers blew a big lead to the San Diego Chargers in San Fran. The Chargers scored 24 unanswered points to win, but the Giants suffered further embarrassment as their fans threw thousands of snowballs throughout the second half. By the end of the game, one end zone was completely covered with snow. The halftime band was used for target practice, and even Santa Claus was pelted with snowballs, which included a few direct hits to the head. Mother of God. On the Chargers bench, the team equipment manager, who served a tour in Vietnam without a scratch, was knocked unconscious. Officials stopped action in the second half twice on the public address system to warn the home fan that a forfeit was about to happen if the bombardment failed to cease. 25 fans were arrested before the game ended. They spent the night in the New York Slammer. Exactly 30 years ago in 1984, New York forward Bernard King scored 60 points to set a franchise record. But the Knicks blew a 16-point lead and lost 121-14 to the New Jersey Nets at Madison Square Garden. Now it's time for another trivia question and answer for you. Which Boston Red Sox pitcher capped a Cy Young season by seriously injuring himself while skiing on the day before Christmas 47 years ago tomorrow in 1967? Answer: Red Sox pitcher Jim Longberg suffered torn ligaments in his left knee while skiing at the Heavenly Ski Resort in California near Lake Tahoe on December 24th, 1967, Christmas Eve. At the age of 25, Longboard won the 1967 Cy Young Award with a 22-9 record while leading Boston into the World Series after the Red Sox finished in 9th place in 1966. He returned to action in 1968, but was hampered by the injury while posting a 6-10 record. Longboard wasn't an effective pitcher after that for several years, but lasted in the majors until 1979, while finishing with a career record of 157 and 137. After his playing career ended, Longboard became a dentist in Hanover, Massachusetts. And speaking of Massachusetts, 123 years ago yesterday, the first official basketball game was played in Springfield, Massachusetts, the present site of the Basketball Hall of Fame. Springfield, Mass. I wonder if no skiing is in John Lester's new contract with the Cubs. The day after Christmas is not in my contract, so until next Monday, be a good sport, stay loose, and Merry Christmas, everybody.
Mondays can be rough, but you can end them on a high note. Seafood night at Bottlenecks. Choose from crab, clam, shrimp, and lobster specials, such as their little neck clams in garlic butter, only $1.95 a dozen, or handmade crab cake platter for only $8.95.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, Hazleton Trinity Lutheran Church, located on Church and Hemlock Streets, will be holding a Christmas Eve candlelight service at 7:30. Reverend Mindy Hepp will conduct this service. Everyone is welcome to attend. And one more announcement, Holy Trinity Orthodox Church, located at 223 South Kennedy Drive in McAdoo, will be holding a free meal on Saturday, December 27th from noon to 2 p.m. The community is invited to attend. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Jane Louise DeMarco, formerly of Hazleton. Services were held Monday, December 15th in the King of Glory Lutheran Church. Bernard Stefanovich, formerly of Freeland, the McHugh-Wilczek Funeral Home will announce complete arrangements. Stephen J. Hischer of Hazleton. Funeral is Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. from the Turnbach Funeral Home. Friends may call Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. And Charles J. Pizzetti of Freeland. Services are Tuesday at 9 a.m. from the McHugh-Wilczek Funeral Home. Friends may call Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is James Hartz of Freeland. James, if you're watching, give us a call right now, 570-455-7267, extension 104.
We are always online at SSPTV.com. You can watch old newscasts archived there. My wife always likes to go back and watch Adopt Me, so it's always a suggestion if you're looking for something to do. Until tomorrow, take it easy, everyone.